I picked up this old dresser at a yard sale for just $25. When I got it home, I spent a little time looking it over and thinking through the design. The first step was removing two of the drawers to open up the left section. That alone started to change the look completely. Instead of a dresser, it immediately started to feel more like a built-in piece. Next up was the top. The original top didn't quite work with the new design, so I had to cut it down and reshape it. From there, I framed out the inside and added wainscoting to the back panel. That detail made a huge difference. It gave the piece some depth and character and made it feel intentional, not like something was just missing. After that, I spent a good amount of time sanding everything with 100 grit. Once everything was sanded and cleaned up, I primed the entire piece. I started with the drawers and the sides, using a spray paint to get in the tiny grooves. On the top, I used a durable gray primer, perfect for the dark finish later on. That step is huge, especially when you're working with older furniture. Then came the fun part, the finish. I used a high quality paint and took my time applying it. I wasn't rushing this part. I wanted that smooth, almost mirror-like finish. So I did multiple coats and lightly sanded between each one to keep everything even and clean. After the paint cured, I added brand new handles to all the drawers. And just like that, this $25 yard sale dresser was completely transformed into a custom sitting bench. It doesn't even look like the same piece anymore. I was driving down the road the other day and noticed this chair sitting out for free. There's only one of them, but I got a great idea for it. First thing I'm going to do is remove the support that's holding the backrest. It's only 2 screws and it was easy to take off. Next step is to take my oscillator and cut off the back of the backrest. Then I'm going to use a drill and drill through where the seat was being held together. I'm going to pull this little plug out, but I want to leave the hole because I've got an idea for it. Next step is to take some 80 grit sandpaper and sand down the top of the seat because I'm going to restain it. Once that's done, I'm going to move up to 220 to give it a nice smooth look. The next step after this is to take what's called a Forstner bit. This Forstner bit, I'm going to match to the same size hole that I already had removed, measure down 5 inches on both sides, and I'm going to start drilling through. A Forstner bit, you don't want to push too hard, but rock back and forth and get a nice, perfect, solid drill size out of it. Once I do this and then go ahead and clear off the sawdust, it's ready to go. I'm also going to grab a 1/2 inch Forstner bit and start drilling in some pre-marked locations. But you may not notice I did make a mistake. The left side hole is a little too close to the edge, but I've got a solution that I can make this fixed and make it work. I'm going to take the sawdust that I had drilled through, I'm going to put it in a cup. The sawdust is the same wood that I used when I drilled through. By mixing some wood glue together, I'm going to mix it together to make it kind of like a little bit of a Play-Doh. Then I'm going to take this, after I put some wood glue in the hole and mix it all around, I'm going to take this little putty that I made and I'm going to pack it into the hole that I want to get rid of. I'm going to stuff it in there with the popsicle stick and then try to level it off on the top. I need this to dry for about an hour. While it's doing that, I'm going to take the legs and all the supports and I'm going to put a primer on there. I'm going to use a white primer and let it dry a good couple of hours, and then I'm going to take some nice cabinet paint and give it a nice smooth finish, and I'm also going to put 2 coats on there. As you can see, it's looking really good with just that first coat. Now it's time to sand down that little plug that I got rid of. Once it gets sanded down, it's going to look really good. When I stain it, it's actually going to look awesome. But before I stain, I want to get some pre-stained wood conditioner. What this does is I'm going to put this all around the top of the seat and it keeps the stain from blotching. This is definitely something you want to put on and let dry for about an hour. Once that's done, I'm going to grab some ebony stain and start putting it on there, going with the grain, but also making sure I get pushed in with my rag. I use a rag and not a brush because I feel like it gives it a nice clean finish. And then once that dries overnight, I'm going to use some polyurethane to put some nice finish on this, and it gives it a nice coating and it also gives it a nice protectant. Once that's all done and it dries, I'm going to grab some rope here. This is 1 inch thick rope, and I'm going to tape the end so I can push it through the larger size holes on 2 of each side. Once I push that down in there and get the perfect length that I want, I'm going to tie a knot on both sides and then I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to do the same with the smaller holes. Then I'm going to grab some sandpaper and just kind of rough up the legs a little bit to give it kind of a rustic look. I love how this is turning out. Now watch this. I'm going to put it at the front door. Look at those nice little twine ropes and everything and that perfect finish, and it looks awesome. And it's great for holding up a potted plant, anything that I want to put out there. I think it turned out beautiful.
I found these beautiful chairs on the curb for free and loaded them into my car for my next project. First, I removed the seat cushions and gave them both a good clean. Then using a sanding block, I lightly sanded all the surfaces just enough to remove the glossy finish. Next, I placed the chairs side by side with a 12-inch gap. I cut a couple of 2x4s, made pocket holes on either ends, and connected the two chairs together. Then I measured the total length of the seating area and cut 3/4-inch thick pine boards to size. I needed 3 1x6 boards for this seat. I rounded the edges and sanded it smooth with 120 grit sandpaper. After wiping off the dust, I stained the wood with an outdoor grade stain in walnut shade. Next, I sprayed an even coat of white primer on the chairs. Once the primer dried, I applied multiple coats of this light beige paint that's good for both indoor and outdoor use. Once it was dry, I placed the wood seat on top and secured it by adding screws from underneath. And there you have it, a modern bench made from old chairs. Perfect to add a little charm to your front porch, cozy up your deck, or create a hangout spot in your yard.
I saw this dresser on Facebook Marketplace and I knew I could bring it back to life. So I brought it home, set it on some cardboard, and it's time to get to work. First step, take out the top 3 drawers. I don't need those. I want an open space concept, but I'm going to keep the bottom 2, but then I need to remove the hardware from the 3 drawers and get that cleaned up for shelves. I also want to save the handles. Instead of buying new handles, why don't I just refinish those also? I'm going to take them off, even if I'm not going to use them all, and I'm going to paint them. First step though is to get them on a piece of cardboard so I can spray them, and also it's best to use 2 to 3 small coats instead of 1 thick one because then it won't run. Next, after that's drying, it's time to clean up the drawers and the cabinet itself, and I need to put on some primer. This is important. Primer gives the paint something to adhere to. That way the paint doesn't peel off later. I'm going to take the drawers, put on a nice coat of paint with the foam roller, and then I'm also going to do it to the cabinet itself, on the inside and the outside. While that's drying, it's time to build the 3 shelves that I need. So I had some scrap plywood hanging around the house, and I cut those up. The plywood's a little thick for my taste, but it's going to work great. Once I get the shelves installed, then I'm going to go ahead and paint the cabinet itself and use a nice white cabinet paint. 2 or 3 coats will do the job. But when it comes to the drawer, I'm going to use a gray cabinet paint. I want it to stand out and give it a two-tone a little bit. So I'm going to get that painted also. This one only took 2 coats. Now here's the key to this whole project. I'm going to build some new doors for the cabinet itself. Using a 1x3, I'm going to cut those to pieces right there, make 2 of them, and put them together. I'm also going to mark where I'm going to join the pieces. I'm going to use my nifty Craig jig. I love this tool. It's great. I can drill it and it's going to give me some hidden screws when I use it. Watch this. After it's drilled, that's where the screws go. Gives it a nice professional look. I'm going to put some glue on the edges, put those together, and I can either clamp them, but watch this. When I put them together, put some screws in there, and then I join them together with those screws. You can also stick some wood dowels in there to hide the pieces. Now these doors are also going to get the gray paint. So I'm going to get those painted. Once they're dry, on the back side of these doors, I'm going to put some chicken wire. I'm going to use my pneumatic stapler to put them together. Once I do that, I can put it all the way around and it's going to look really good, but we want to make sure that it is secured. I'm going to go all the way around the edges and make sure it's nice and tight. Now I'm going to take the handle that I painted and I'm going to install that right there. And it's starting to look really good. The same for the drawers. Doesn't that look a lot better how it's all painted? I'm going to get this installed, make sure it's nice and tight, and then I got to put the hinges on the doors. These are just small 1.5-inch size hinges. They're working perfect. Put those in. Take the cabinet inside, and then I'm going to install the doors straight on there. Do you remember what that cabinet used to look like? Well, here it is, and look at that cotton bale. I love that little decor right there. It's great to turn this into a farmhouse kitchen pantry. I love how it turned out, especially with the white and the gray. I hope this inspired you to upcycle your own furniture whenever you get a chance, or take those marketplace flips and make them into a work of art. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time.